Hello everyone, welcome to Meridean Overseas. Today we have with us Mr. Pavel Bawa from University of East London. Welcome to our channel, Pavel sir. And it has been pleasure always that students get so much information about University of East London, UK education and everything with your expertise in this field. So thank you so much and welcome to Meridian Overseas.
Thank you so much, Amar. It's a pleasure from our side also to be, to be able to go live on your amazingly well-attended YouTube channel. And, this is a beautiful opportunity for us to be able to meet all the students, answer their questions, any query that they have, the challenges that they are facing. So for us, the thing that we really focus on is the agility in our support system. So we understand how important this decision can be for one's career and their personal development. And this is, and via these mediums, and thanks to you who are able to organize such platforms for us, we are able to connect with our students directly and be able to solve their, challenges, any queries that they are facing. Absolutely, it's an honor for us to be, to be able to go live on your YouTube channel.
Thank you so much. So guys, we'll be taking your questions in the end of this session. So first we'll discuss about a couple of things about University of East London. And this session is mainly based on University of East London application process and the scholarships you will get and how you should apply and all those things. So we'll be taking, so I'll be asking one by one questions to Pavel sir. And I hope this session will help you in terms of making your application process smooth to University of East London. So Pavel sir, my first question is, when does this September intake start? When do you start accepting the applications? And what about the scholarships? In terms of students are getting a couple of offer letters, but without scholarships. So can you please guide us on that?
Well, the September intake has already started. So basically the September intake starts, it becomes available live for admissions on our website once the previous September intake finishes. So the January and September intake starts, we open our gates for admissions then and there itself. So at the moment, September intake is absolutely live. We have received thousands of applications as well. We have received the deposit payments also. But now the team is working on the May 22 applications, which is about to close very soon. So 6th May is the deadline for the May intake. So after that, all the university resources will be working towards the September 22 pipeline itself. But this is the right time to apply for the September intake because we will be starting our precast guidance process from the first week of May intake for the students who have already paid the deposit. And by the end of May or by the beginning of June, we plan to start a precast process, the Kita talent interview, sending the cash shield link to all the deposit paid students, the ones who have accepted the unconditional offer letter. So I will advise and encourage all the students to start applying for the September intake from now itself. This is the time for you to start collecting your documents and all the paperwork that you need to be able to submit the application. Scholarship, from the University of East London's point of view, we revise our scholarships every academic year from September to August. So for this September intake, the scholarships have been finalized and they have been inputted in our system as well. So from next week onwards, by the end of next week, we are going to roll out new offers for those students also who have already received an offer without the scholarship. So they'll soon be receiving new offers wherein the scholarship will be mentioned over there. So we offer up to 3,500 scholarship from 1,000 to 3,500. It differs from course to course, and it is an automatic scholarship, absolutely based on the merit basis. So if an applicant is eligible to receive the unconditional offer letter, they'll absolutely receive scholarship if their course has the scholarship attached to it.
Right. So students can get scholarship up to £3,500, and this is the right time to start your application, right?
Absolutely.
So, the next question brings me to how long does it take to get the offer letter, and from offer letter to unconditional offer letter, what are the things that students must be aware about?
So basically, we have improvised a process over time, and we have seen a huge success in the previous few intakes, starting from the January, May intake, with the new processes that we have brought on board. That is the pre-screening, the Kira talent interview software, and the cash shield. Looking at the volumes that we receive, this has been the best academic year in terms of our recruitment processes. So we have specific time periods for our students. So when they submit an application, within 48 hours, they will receive a pre-screening call. So we encourage all the applicants to mention their email ID and their phone number, and should not change their email ID or phone number in between the process. That will cause delay. So that's something we have been informing the students to not do. If they submit the application, let's say today, within 48 hours, they'll receive a pre-screening call, which will be not more than 5 to 10 minutes. Very basic questions will be asked around the profile, and their fluency on the English will be checked, the command on the English language. Of course, the medium of instruction when they will be studying in the UK will be English. So their command on English, the fluency has to be up to the mark based on the requirements itself. So if they are approved, yes, Amar.
So basically, if you submit the application, before going it, the application goes to tutor or academic part, there will be an interview which will be based on their communication checks, right? So
communication, their compliance, whether they have a prior visa rejection, whether they are able to justify their rejection, if they have, they're applying for dual masters, what is the requirement of their dual masters, whether how this new course will be able to help them achieve their future plans in addition to their previous course that they have in their profile. So they should be able to link the relevance of their previous profile, that is qualification and experience if they have, with the course that they have applied for, and eventually all together with the future plans. So it's a cakewalk. There's no rocket science in it. As long as the student is able to engage with the modules, there will be no difficulty for them to be able to justify themselves as a genuine, credible student for the sponsorship. So once it is approved in the pre-screening, the application goes to the admissions team. And it depends if the program is a non-delegate program or a delegate program. If it's a non-delegate program, for example, the tutor's evaluation is necessary over there. For example, if it is interior design or architecture, where the portfolio assessment evaluation is necessary, the tutor has to look into it. So the admissions won't be able to make the full evaluation on that. So they can make the academic evaluation. The rest evaluation is done by the tutor itself. In those cases, for those courses, it can take up to 7 days, 7 to 8 working days. However, the offer will come to the student within 48 hours itself. It is only during the peak time when we can notice certain delays, which can even go up to 7 to 8 working days, no more than that. If there is any delay more than that, we'll advise the student or the Meridean team, which they have always been doing from a perspective of supporting the students, to send an email to us that there has been a delay for more than 7 to 8 days, and we'll get it looked into immediately.
Perfect. So basically, pre-screening will be done in 48 hours. Once that is completed, for some courses, the offer letter will come in next 48 hours.
Yes.
Or maximum 7 to 10 days, the offer letter will be received, right?
Right, absolutely. And now this will be after the May intake has closed. At the moment, if a student will submit an application, they'll absolutely receive pre-screening within 48 hours, but the offer can take around 5 to 6 working days, because majority of our admissions resources are working on the May intake application pipeline. So post the CAS deadline, the whole university along with us will be working on the September itself. Then we'll bring down the turnaround period to 48 hours itself. And once they have the offer letter with them, it can be a conditional offer or it can be unconditional offer letter, depending upon the documents they have provided. So if it's an unconditional offer letter, they have to accept the deposit immediately, pay the deposit. I would always advise not to take more time in accepting the offer, because we like I said, we receive it's the volume. So University of East London is quite popular amongst the South Asian students, and we tend to close our deposit deadline much prior to the specified deadline, because we have to look into account the seats as well, the how many seats are available for that particular intake. So if you have an offer with you, please pay the deposit immediately. If it's a conditional offer letter, upload the conditional documents on the portal. And if you don't receive an advice assessment result within 3 to 4 working days, please chase us or let us know.
Right. So once deposit is done, which is £1,500, right? So after that, what happens in Kira Talent, and how does this process goes further?
So the initial deposit that a student is required to pay is only £1,500. So once they pay that deposit, they will enter the precast stage. So our team from Global Student Center, which is the liaison office of University of East London in India, our team will start engaging with the student and the agent partner, of course. They will call in terms of preparation, guidance over the precast interview, the questions that will be asked, what is the significance behind the precast interview. The significance is just to showcase yourself as a credible student. So absolutely have to engage with the course. So there is no right and wrong in terms of answer over there. It is about your understanding towards the UKVI guidelines and what exactly university is expecting out of you as a credible sponsor for the student visa. So once they will receive a couple of guidance calls, and it will be coupled with mock interviews. So our staff will be marking those students, will be assessing their answers in terms of the point system that we have internally within the university, which the Kira Talent software also uses. So once they are approved as prepared, we move them towards the Kira Talent queue. They will receive the Kira Talent link within 48 hours itself after being approved from the mock interview. Once they receive the Kira Talent interview, they are encouraged to submit their interview within 48 hours. In fact, when you're closer to the deadline, submit it immediately as and when you receive it, especially, preferably within 24 hours itself. Once they submit, it will take they have been students who have received result within a day itself. So maximum time period around the precast interview assessment is 5 working days. Now, we have seen delays only in those cases wherein there is a prior immigration history, or they have not filled the cash shield with the required information. They have to fill the cash shield with all the information. If they have any prior visa history, mention it over there. Their maintenance documents, the funds that they're having, their profile has to be fully filled over there. If it's not filled, the Kira Talent interview will not be assessed. That's where they can see the delay. And if their performance in the interview was weak, was not up to the mark, that's also when there can be a delay. Because at the moment, what we are trying to do is to be as lenient as possible in terms of our assessment as well. But if the student is not engaging with the modules, that is something that we won't be able to help. So our rejection percentage from the Kira Talent interviews, it's incredibly low. Has been incredibly low in the last 2 intakes in comparison to the previous intakes that we have had. This time around, we have had less than 5%, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's a great improvement after what we have seen a couple of years back.
True.
So, yeah. That brings me, so basically once the Kira is completed, you can make your 75% tuition fees deposit and get your cash letter, right?
Absolutely. So after they have passed their Kira Talent interview, that is the flexibility we provide to the students to only pay $1,500 until they have passed the precast interview, the Kira Talent interview. So once they pass that, they need to immediately pay the remaining deposit. They can pay cash deposit, which is 50%, or they can choose to pay 75%, which is the enrollment deposit straight away, or pay 100% of the fee and avail 5% discount from us.
Early payment discounts, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have covered scholarship as well. So that's the admission process, guys. So first you apply, then within 48 hours, you will be getting a pre-screening interview, which is basically to check whether you are eligible for UEL or not. And then within next 7 days, you will be getting your offer letter. Make your initial deposit, then go for Kira interview again, and then you make your 50% or 75% payment, and then you will be getting your cash letters. So that's the complete process. Now you can understand that why the delays are there, because admissions in UK universities are not straight away anymore. There are steps which you have to follow, and there is time frame. So when are you expecting for September intake to close the applications, Pavel sir?
We'll be closing on the 22nd of July.
22nd of July. So that's the date which I think will come very early, because the number of students applying to UEL are humongous, and that's the highest in UK as per my updates. So if you want to take admission in UEL for September intake, this is the right time, and you have around 1 or 2 months maximum. So get everything done. If you get the offer letter process for your loans or deposits as soon as possible, and before even loans, you have to pay £1,500 as a deposit. So make sure you do that, so the process can continue, and meanwhile you can get your loans sorted. So that's the suggestions. What we'll do, Pavel sir, now is that we will take some questions from students. We have so many students asking so many questions, and most of these are related to their courses, eligibility, entry requirements. So I have not covered that because I knew that these questions going to pop up so many times. So I'll take a couple of questions, and then you can answer them, right?
Before we go further, I would like to also address to our participants over here that our most in demand, most popular programs, of course, are the business, our computer science, engineering programs. But apart from that, we have a beautiful portfolio of more than 500 programs. We have fashion design. We are ranked fourth in London for the fashion design and textile programs. We have LLM as well, wherein we also provide moot rooms for the students to be able to pursue, run their paralegal cases over there. And students, they also have the advantage to achieve or receive an additional license of paralegal from the National Association of Paralegals after pursuing our LLM course. We have accounting programs, we have psychology program. Ours is one of the oldest school. In fact, we are ranked #1 for the impact of psychology research, even beating the University of Oxford and Cambridge. It's written on our website itself, and you can refer to it. So, and we have the applied positive psychology, and we were the first university in the world to start with that particular course. We have sports management programs, physiotherapy as well. There is a beautiful bunch of programs that we offer, and we work very closely with the industry partners, because our sole commitment is to ensure that our students, they become the first choice of employers, and we are focused to become the UK's careers-led and leading enterprising university in the UK. So please scroll through all the programs that we offer, and we are more than happy to accept students from the other streams as well, apart from MBA and computer science, for which UEL is absolutely very popular in South Asia.
Brilliant. So our first question, Pavel sir, is from Mandeep, and she's asking, how many campuses are there of UEL, and which schools are in which campuses? So if you can just guide us about that.
Okay, so UEL has 3 campuses. The one which you can see behind me is the Docklands campus over here. So Docklands is our biggest campus, which also has on-campus accommodation. And from here, the other 2 campuses are in Stratford, which are just 15 to 20 minutes away. And we run business, our bus shuttles as well, which is free of cost for the students and staff. So it's very well connected with the public transport. It is in the London city. It's in the East London part of it. Docklands is in Zone 3 of London, while Stratford campuses, the 2 campuses that we have in Stratford, are in Zone 2. And both of them are approximately 20 minutes away from central London. In fact, both the campuses, they are 10 minutes away from Canary Wharf, which is the business and financial hub of London. So we teach business law programs in the University Square Stratford. We teach health sciences, psychology programs in the Stratford campus, which is our heritage building. We teach the technical computer science, sports management programs in the Docklands program, Docklands campus.
Perfect. So next question is from Sudhir, and he's asking, after call verification, when will I get my offer letter? So I think we have just answered. Can you please guide him again?
All right, so once you have cleared your pre-screening and the assessment, so once you have attended the pre-screening call, you'll have to wait for the assessment of it. So assessment will be done immediately on it, and by the end of the day, your application will be moved to the admission side for their decision making on it. If you have been accepted, you will receive offer letter within 2 to 3 working days at max.
Right. So next question is from Vivek. He's asking, I have paid my initial deposit for May intake, and I still got the deferral for September. So why did it happen? And why don't university send us precast interview schedule as well?
All right. So there are two questions over here and completely not non-related. So first question is for we would absolutely would love to welcome you to the University of East London, whether it's May intake or September intake. But there are thousands of students applying along with you. So even if we wanted you to be, even if we wanted you to, we wanted to welcome you to the University of East London in May intake, but it wasn't possible because our seats got full. So our actual deadline for the deposit was on the 4th of April, but we had to close it on the 1st of March itself. So any student's deposit which reached the university account on the 2nd of March by 5 p.m. UK time was being accepted for the May intake. The others, even if they initiated their payment, let's say on the 27th of February or the 28th of February, but the payment reached the university account on the 3rd of March, after the deadline, after our official communication to the network and the applicants. We could not accept them because our seats were already full. So now it's not just about the deadlines, it's also about the number of seats that are available in the university. The reason why we encourage that the moment you receive your unconditional offer letter, you should pay the initial deposit of 1,500. We are not asking you to pay the full deposit, just 1,500 to accept the offer as soon as possible. Now, for the September intake, our deposit deadline is going to be 5th August. But I will strongly encourage all the students to, the ones who are planning to enroll for the September intake, to pay the deposit as soon as you receive the offer letter. And the precast interview schedule will be as per the process, which I informed earlier, I've covered already. It will be done only after we have received your 1,500 payment, you have accepted your deposit, and that you are for that particular intake. So for September intake, we are going to start the precast process in the month of May.
Right, that was nice. So now Ashu is asking that a lot of my friends who have applied for May intake, they couldn't get the offer letter that time, but they got the deferred offer letter for September intake, and I'm still waiting. So how long do you think the offer letters will take for those deferred offer letters to get the deferred offer letters?
So the deferred offer letters are at the moment taking around 10 to 11 working days to go out. So students, they are required to submit their deferment request via the applicant portal itself. There is a contact us button over there. So this needs to be done by themselves. If the request has not been submitted, I would like to encourage them to do it as soon as possible. So within 10 to 12 days, they will have the offer with themselves. So if someone has not received the offer, I would like to request them to get in touch with your counselor in the Meridean office. And they are fully trained, absolutely elite professional team. And they know the processes of University of East London and work very closely with me and my team in South Asia. So reach out to them. They'll raise your concern to us and we'll get it sorted out as soon as possible.
Right. So guys, whoever is having problems with offer letters, the best thing to do right now is that I'll discuss it with Pavel sir. but you send me an email with whatever problems you are facing at application02@meridian.org. So, you can also visit our website and find out the email address. Just send me the email, and whatever the problems or queries you are having, I'll discuss with Pavel sir and we'll try to get it sorted as soon as possible. So that's the best thing we can do for you. I know you have been worried about offer letters, but that was the reason that initially we have started this session with the process and how it works, so that you can understand what all processes you have to go through and what all steps you have to follow. And there, when we say 48 hours, it doesn't mean that guaranteed 48 hours. It means that 48 hours if there is no issue. But if there are some issues with your application or with your communication skills or whatever, then things might delay. And that is the reason that your offer letters are getting delayed. It is not just the university end. So the way questions are coming up, it's like universities delaying the offer letters intentionally. I don't think that's the thing.
Our university will never do that. Would love to welcome as many students as possible. But of
Right.
course, we have to work alongside the guidelines of UKBI and of course, our entry criteria as well. If, like you very well said, Amar, if there is uh, some issue with the application or the eligibility criteria or the overall profile, they are lacking, the performance is weak, they can be delayed in those cases.
Yeah. So I'm getting question from Amit Pathak. What is the tuition fees for a particular course? But I'll rephrase it and I'll say, what is the tuition fees for masters and undergraduate courses?
So the fee structure for our undergraduate courses is £13,760 from September onwards, and for the master's program is 14,700. It differs from course to course. Of course, there will be few courses a few £100 lesser than the other one. MBA is £16,200, and we also offer scholarship. If you're applying for MBA with placement, it will offer you 2,500 scholarship. If you're applying for MBA 1 year program, then it is 3,500 scholarship. For LLM, with or without placement here, we offer 3,000 scholarship. And for the computer science or engineering courses, if it is with the placement here, we do not offer any scholarship because students, they get the opportunity of placement itself. It's a good 9 months of work world opportunity for the students. And if they are applying without the placement here for the engineering courses, then yes, we can offer up to 2,000 scholarship. For undergraduate, again, it differs from 1,000 to 3,000. It differs from program to program. And we have a bunch of more than 500 plus programs with us. So if they have any query regarding the scholarship for their particular course, please, they can reach out directly to the Meridian team. We have shared the scholarship chart with them, and they'll be able to advise you on one-to-one counseling.
Perfect. And the next question I'm getting is from Eddie. Eddie is asking, I'm 17 and currently in my A levels. So can I apply and can I get the visa if I'm under 18?
Yes, he can apply, and what we'll require is a guardian as well. There is a form that a student needs to fill, a consent form by the guardian. The guardian has to be there over there in the UK itself. So if you have any family member or relative or friend, it does not have to be your blood relative, anyone who can sign that particular document, but you can apply.
Right. And the next question I'm getting is from Ashu Kiran, and he's asking, will I be getting the same scholarship as I've got in my May intake offer letter?
No, it's not necessary because, like I said, the September intake scholarship, the scholarships changes every academic year. So, depending upon your course, I would advise that you get in touch with the Meridian team. So they'll be able to advise you better on the scholarship because they have the list with themselves. So, if it is the MBA program, the scholarship is the same.
It's 3 o'clock.
And well, there are students who have completed their mock interviews and they've got the positive feedback and got the Kira link. So please inform me as soon as possible because deadlines are so far. So I don't know what is trying to ask.
And in regard to this, this absolutely is one of the May 22 applicants. So I can understand from the question itself. So if you have received the Kira Talent interview, I would advise we are aiming to send Kira Talent interviews to all the remaining students by by Monday itself, and we want all the students to submit their Kira Talent interview by Monday itself. Of course, it's not that you'll receive the Kira Talent interview without your preparation. You have to clear the mock interview. Our teams, at the moment also when we are in this webinar, our team are constantly are getting in touch with the students, guiding them, conducting the mock interviews. And that is for the remaining ones who have not received the Kira Talent link. So that's what our aim is, to be able to prepare and guide them as much as possible above the preparation threshold that we have within, so that we can send them the Kira Talent link by the end of this week itself. By Monday, we can have all the interviews with us to assess. And 14th is the deadline to submit the initial maintenance documents. So even if your funds are maturing late, please meet that deadline, upload the maintenance documents as soon as possible. And the CAS deadline will be 6th of May, and there will be no extension around the CAS deadline, considering even the priority visas at the moment are taking as much time as the standard visa used to take earlier.
Right. So next question is from Arun. He's asking, I got 58% in my bachelor's. Am I eligible for master's? So if you can guide us on the entry requirements for both UG and PG courses.
Yes, he's eligible for our master's program. We require minimum 55% from most of the recognized UGC recognized universities. If the university is not under the UGC or UCANARIC, it will be difficult for the university to make a decision on that particular profile. But otherwise, yes, absolutely eligible. Students who have studied from Delhi University or Karnataka University or University of Bengal, University of Mumbai, MSc Baroda, Chennai, Bhattiyar, Anna Bhattiyar, and from there we accept 50% from their bachelor degree. And anyone who has above, absolutely they are eligible to apply for the course. But if they are applying for a non-conversion program, then yes, they need to have a relevant background in their relevant education in their profile. For the undergraduate, our requirement is 60% from their 12th standard. And if they have done their diploma, we require a minimum of 3 to 4 years of diploma, not 2 years. And we require 55% from the diploma. We do not provide Ielts waiver to the diploma holders, but if they have done class 12, we do provide Ielts waiver. It depends on the board that they have studied from. If it's from Kerala board, we accept 65. If it is from CBSE, ICSE board, we accept 60. In fact, from a lot of school boards, we accept 60 itself. For example, if it's a Maharashtra board or the Seven Sisters of Northeast or Karnataka, we accept 60% from there as well. But if it is from Telangana board or Punjab board or Gujarat or Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, we require 70% from the 12th English to be able to assess them eligible for Ielts waiver.
Right. And can you also explain a little more about the May intake, which is closing? The deadlines are approaching. So I'm getting so many questions regarding that. The students are worried. So can you please elaborate like what they have to do just to make sure that they get into May intake?
Right. So at the moment, what students require to do is one, submit their Kira Talent interview as soon as they receive the Kira Talent link. That is for those who have been approved as prepared for the Kira Talent interview. The others which are approximately no more than 100, who are yet to pass the mock interviews, those students, I will advise strongly to take their studies seriously and start engaging with the course. Take the guidance from the Precast prep staff, due diligence officer, compliance officers who have been investing time in your guidance, in your preparation. Prepare yourself, pass the mock interview immediately so that the Kira Talent interview link can be sent to you. Maximum by Monday, we want all the students to submit their Kira Talent interview. so that we can expect the maintenance documents to be uploaded before the 14th of April. So we have a week left with us, no more than even less than a week now, to invite the maintenance documents, the medical certificate, and the cash deposit. If you have passed the Kira Talent interview, please pay the cash deposit, a minimum cash deposit of 50% of your tuition fee. However, we'll prefer that you pay either 75 or 100% of your first year tuition fee itself. And once you have uploaded the maintenance documents, it will take around 5 to 6 working days for our compliance team to get back to you with the result. So it is advisable that you keep into account the assessment time period that it takes for a university employee to assess your documents. So if you'll upload the documents at the edge of the deadline itself, there are good chances that you'll miss the intake in those cases. So try to submit the documents as soon as possible before the deadlines.
Right. And you just mentioned about the Ielts waiver from certain boards. So are there any boards where if a student has more than 70% in English, but is still not accepted as a...
No.
So if any board, including Punjab, Haryana, or Gujarat, or any boards, right?
So Punjab, Haryana, see, basically we require students to have IELTS. We do not really recommend them to come on board with the IELTS waiver. So we want those students to have very strong command on English, and we work as per the UKVI guidelines, and we have to follow those guidelines absolutely. So we'll be happy to welcome any student as long as they are able to assess themselves as a credible, strong student for that particular course that they have applied for.
Right. And there's some students who haven't received the Kira link for May intake, but I think that's just the process they have to go through, right?
So, yes. If they have passed the interview, the mock interview, the Kira talent link takes around 48 hours, the whole process for them to receive the Kira talent link. If they have not passed, they need to prepare seriously and pass the mock interview first.
Right. And so there are some students who are asking that they have really good academic grades, but there's a little gap in their education and they've been working. So will I be accepted, or it has to be continuous student and then only the university accepts them?
No, we are flexible around the gaps also, as long as the student has been working. So for undergraduate, if the gap is less than 2 years, we will still be all right with that. But yes, of course, they should be working around that. But if it is more than 2 years, of course, the risk level in their profile from the compliance point of view increases for UG students. And they have to strongly justify that why they are applying for their higher studies now. Why didn't they apply earlier? What have they been doing? So what exactly influenced them to apply for the higher education now? In terms of postgraduate, if the gap is less than 5 years, of course, as long as they have the relevant experience, just explain what they have been doing and what influenced them to apply for higher education now. If the gap is between 5 to 10 years, the risk level in their profile, of course, increases. But we have had students with a good 12 years of gap or 13 years of gap also, because they were able to engage with the modules and be able to justify that how this particular course is going to help them achieve their future plans. So if they are able to do so, we are perfectly fine. But yes, they even if they are working, it's called a study gap because they have been away from the academic environment for that particular years. It is a necessary guideline that they should be able to strongly justify that why do they need to enter the academic environment again? Is it to boost their profile, to enhance their certain management skills or technical skills or international exposure? What exactly do they require to be able to achieve their future plans? So a strong justification should not stop them. But if it is a gap more than 10 years, I'll advise for them to keep a couple more options with themselves, because the risk tolerance over there becomes very high.
Right. That's really nice. So, guys, it's basically what you want to do. If that justifies that you require education, then university has no issues with it. You can have as much as education gap as possible, but it must justify that why you are going there and how this education will help you enhancing your career perspectives. So we are getting other questions which are similar to what I've just asked, and with the May intake students, they are still little worried. So I would suggest that you just send us the email, and we'll look into each and every student's application. We'll see what we can do. So again, I'm telling you, send me an email on application02@meridian.org, and I'll be able to look into your applications, and then I'll discuss with Pavel sir, and we'll get it sorted. Because there are not many students who are facing this difficulty, but whatever number is there, we want to make sure that all of you just finish this and go in May intake itself, so you don't have to see any deferral from now on.
Now,
So
as long as much as it helps, I'm happy to tell you internally we know the analytics. We are perfectly in line, and the students, as long as the students are meeting the guidelines and they are referring to the university communications regularly and engaging with the portal, there shouldn't be any problem at all. We are perfectly in line, and at the moment, we all are happy also internally, and that everything is going as planned. So we completely understand your worry, and and would like to thank you as well for the patience that you guys have been keeping. We want to welcome you at the University of Eastland. We are doing our best to be able to assess your application, your documents as quickly as possible. And hopefully we'll see you in the University of Eastland very soon, and excited to see where your journey at Eastland will take you.
brilliant. So I hope this session has helped a lot of students, and definitely helped all our team members as well to get the updated uh, application process and systems. So, guys, what we'll do now from now on is we'll be coming in every 2 or 3 weeks with University of East London sessions, and we'll be helping you in terms of this was covered as an application process. Now we'll be taking these sessions a little further, and we'll be guiding you with what happens when you actually reach there, how you have to submit your assignments, how you have to do Harvard referencing. So we'll be helping you in all those scenarios with the students who are already studying in University of East London. So those students will be coming with us. We'll announce the dates and everything, and we'll also have some alumni from University of East London who have been successfully doing their business or doing their jobs in London or outside London. So how they made this journey, how what they difficulties they have to face, all of these things we will be discussing on this channel. So make sure that you subscribe and you are right on top of it. So because then only you will be getting the exact idea of how UK education will help you and what careers you can make in your life. So thank you, Pavel sir, for giving that opportunity to us, and I hope those sessions will help the upcoming students.
It's always lovely to speak to you, Amar, and to your students via your YouTube channel. Absolutely. I'm more than happy to come and be able to present and answer the questions along with you anytime.
So I will finish this session with this. And once again, thank you so much. Thank you, team, for doing amazing work of what you are doing. I know we have been kept very busy, but this is your patience and hard work, which is uh, helping all these students. So thank you so much. Thank you, Pavel sir, and we'll catch up soon then.
Thank you, Amar, to your team and the